Well, I forgot my spikes at the hotel, and I kind of panicked before the race, but first thing I did was talk to the coaches. They really helped me out. They tried to find someone who would lend spikes. It ended up being someone named Dave from the rerun program, and he lent me some spikes. They looked a little bit bulky like sprinter spikes, but they worked. We switched out the 5 mils in them for 15s, and I'm glad everything came together. My team really helped me. They put in the spikes while I was warming up, and everything worked out. I'm really happy about that. I had to make sure that I didn't panic and that I just kept focusing on the race after we found spikes for me to use.
So the youth boys race was one of the earlier races today. So what was kind of the course like? Was it muddy out there, or were the conditions actually pretty good for cross country?
There's one hairpin turn that even though only the youth girls had been through it, it was already quite muddy, and a few people actually slipped there on the first lap. So I knew I had to watch out for that. When I was in the pack on the first lap, I took it wide, but other than that, a lot of the snow had been cleared from the actual race path. The corners weren't too bad. I had 15s in, so that must have helped a lot. I'm sure if I ended off running with trainers or something, it wouldn't have worked out so well, but...
So you're attending Oak Bay High School right now?
Yes.
That's on Vancouver Island?
Oak Bay High School in Victoria, yes.
Is that a private high school?
No, it's not.
So are you training with the school, or are you training with the local club?
I'm training with Bruce Deacon and the Perrian Harriers. He was the one who helped me move to Victoria so that I could pursue running and better develop my talents. And I moved away from my family for the start of grade 11, started attending Oak Bay High School. I had a ban from running high school sports for 1 year, but now I'm able to again. And it was definitely worth it because I've seen tremendous progress, especially in this cross-country season. And I'm grateful that Bruce was able to bring me there, and he's done so much for me.
So when you were kind of deciding that, kind of the decision to move quite a far away from home, what were some of the kind of pros and cons that you're speaking with your family with? What was that decision like?
Well, my dad was all for it, but my mom was against it. So it took a little bit of arguing even between me and my mom, but she finally agreed to it. Oak Bay, I like the high school, and the training is great because now I get to train with a club. It makes all the difference when I'm running. I love having a team there with me.
So have you always been primarily a runner, or are you a multi-sport athlete in the past?
I was multi-sport, but in grade 8 I knew that running was what I was best at. I was average in other sports, so below average I'd actually say. But running, I started racing in grade 8, and I did okay in track and field. I didn't start cross country until grade 10, and I didn't do so great. But then after my grade 10 track season, I did really well, but didn't get any faster over the summer, and realized I'm going to need to switch up my training somehow.
So what was the kind of distance like in terms of how far you moved from? You moved from Terrace, British Columbia. Whereabouts is that?
It's way up north. It's by Prince Rupert. If you don't know where that is, it's kind of close to Alaska.
So in terms of moving to Victoria, what were some of the kind of the main considerations when deciding specifically on Vancouver Island and specifically Victoria versus training where you were in northern British Columbia?
Well, I'm not even sure yet if it snows or not in Victoria, so I've been running all year round. It's pretty sunny there, but the only real consideration was the club that I'm going to train with, and Bruce did so much for me, helping me get there. And of course my parents supported me. They're really helping me out and supporting me in Victoria, and the homestay family that I'm living with is great right now.
What was the importance of kind of committing full-time to running when you did versus maybe someone committing more so maybe when they go off to university when they know they're going to leave? Like you kind of transitioned maybe before a lot of other athletes might, like you did in grade 11, I think you mentioned. What was kind of the motivation behind that to kind of pursue it earlier than maybe 12:45? Just like kind of the university transition.
Well, I love running. Bruce saw my potential, and I knew that I wanted to compete, and I knew that I wanted to get better along with the rest of the top runners in the country. I knew that in order to get a scholarship to the university so that I can run there, I'm going to need to run some good times, some better times than I would have been in Terrace in high school, and I'm hoping to get some notice after this race.
Are there any like British Columbia runners that you look up to, or maybe Canadian runners at like the Olympic level, or who do you kind of look up to?
Well, I mean, Bruce Deacon's an Olympian. I really look up to Justin Knight, not gonna lie. Just his attitude, the way he runs, his grit, everything. Mo Ahmed too. I actually have, I had Mo Ahmed and Justin Knight both sign my spikes at the Olympic trials, and they're just really great guys. They were so nice to me when I met them. And then Cam Levins too, especially as a BC runner, I look up to Cam.
Right on. Thanks a lot, Tyler.
Thank you.